you. Thank you, Amy, for that introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be here presenting at the Noosa Mining Conference again. And thank you very much for your interest in the Red 5 story. It was 3 years ago that Red 5 purchased 2 gold mines in the eastern goldfields of Western Australia, Darlot and King of the Hills. Over that 3-year journey, we haven't looked back. We've been able to add tons, grade and mine life. Over the 3 years, we've hit a number of milestones. The most significant was the completion of the final feasibility study for King of the Hills, which puts the project as one of the largest endowed gold mines, having 2.4 million ounces of reserve in Australia. It also places Red 5 with a clear pathway to become a multi-asset mid-tier gold producer. The average gold production for King of the Hills is in the order of 150,000 ounces per year. And once that is combined with our current production of between 90 to 100,000 ounces at the Darlot processing plant, we'll be able to give us a combined production of over 250,000 ounces per year from 2022 onwards. We're in good shape with regards to cash and bullion, having over $106 million in the bank. And this was following the equity raise that we completed at the beginning of the year to be able to provide the equity portion of the construction cost for a standalone mill at the King of the Hills mine site. This equity raise has enabled a number of top quality institutional investors to join our already blue chip share register. As Red 5 grows into a mid-tier gold producer, we've added bench strength to both the board and the operational team, with Andrea and Jason joining the Red 5 team later this month. Both have standout technical and operational experience. Andrea will join the board, enhancing governance and ESG capability. Jason will join the operations team, being focused on driving our growth strategy at both King of the Hills and at Darlot. Jason and Andrea join already a strong leadership team with operational expertise in all disciplines, including development, construction, mining, and exploration. So we're really well set for the future. As I touched on, we're currently a mining company producing 90 to 100,000 ounces per year from both our underground operations at King of the Hills and at Darlot, with a centralized facility at the Darlot processing plant. With the construction over the coming 18 months at the King of the Hills mine site, in 2002, we will have 2 mine sites and 2 processing plants, providing that 250,000 circa gold production per annum. The guidance for this current financial year is between 90 to 98,000 ounces. In the September quarter, we generated positive cash flow from operations of $9.8 million, which has been reinvested back into the business in the order of exploration and development. As we break away from the reliance of Darlot from the production of King of the Hills, and Darlot becomes a standalone processing center from 2022 financial year onwards, we've been able to entrepreneurially buy a number of bolt-on acquisitions, one of which is the Great Western Mine, which is just south of Darlot. We purchased this for $2.5 million. We've had an extensive drill program, which has seen a number of significant assays, and that has strengthened both the resource and the reserve of this project. We are looking for this open pit to start providing ore feed from January next year to the Darlow mill. The last cash flow that was generated internally from financial modelling showed this mine developing and producing over $25 million in positive cash flow, which we obviously see as a great return on our $2.5 million investment. Around the Darlow area, there's a number of bolt-on acquisitions that we have looked at in the past and are currently looking at. We have also purchased the cables and mission just to the north of the Darlow processing plant, and we have an active drill program, and we see positive returns and positive assays coming from those. We've also commenced drilling to the west of Darlow at our Ockerbury site, which has very strong potential and was last drilled significantly many decades ago by Western Mining. So we've got a highly prospective tenement package in one of the most prospective gold regions of the world in the Eastern Goldfields of Western Australia. Some of the key highlights from the feasibility study that was completed in September of this year on King of the Hills puts King of the Hills in a really premier position as in our view, Australia's next major gold mine. It has a 16-year mine life. It benefits from the first 4 years of both having open pit and underground operations, where we exceed over 200,000 ounces in 2024. The first 6 years have over 176,000 ounces on average to be produced at an all-in sustaining cost of $1,339. It has excellent investor returns. The next steps, completion of the site works for the camp and central facilities, the appointment of the EPC contractor, which was completed a couple of weeks ago, the completion of the financing, which we expect to take another couple of months, and that will wrap up to a final investment decision either later this year or early next year. A few key highlights with regards to the different disciplines of the study. The geology at King of the Hills is well understood. There's been over 2 million ounces that's been produced over its mine life to date of both the open pit and the underground. It has been mined extensively to date, and the geology is well understood. It is open along strike and open along depth, and we are very confident that we can be able to extend the underground mine life past the 4 years that's nominated in the feasibility study currently. The metallurgy is similar to the geology. It is well understood. With regards to the historical processing data over the past 25 years, we ourselves have been processing the ore at our Darlow processing plant for the last 3 years. It's very clean from a metallurgy point of view, low reagents, high free gold, gravity gold, low cyanide. We've upsized the crushing plant for a 6 million ton crushing circuit, and the processing plant itself has a 4 million ton state-of-the-art SAG mill. The mine will generate significant cash flow. This is a chart of the cash flow that is forecast to be produced over the next 16 years, and as you can see, it is very significant. The investment that we've made 3 years ago in King of the Hills was $16 million, and at a nominal 2,500 Australian gold price, you can see the NPV of this project is well over $1 billion. With the completion of the feasibility study in September and the capital raise for the equity portion behind us, we've made excellent progress with regards to be able to fast track the production of King of the Hills. Within 6 weeks of the study being completed, we've appointed the EPC contractor, which I think would be unprecedented. That has gone to Macarentequip for the together with the bulk earthworks, which will start on the 1st of December. To date, out of the $188 million for the processing and infrastructure, we have committed over $143 million to date, which is 82% of the capital. And to date, we've seen nominal savings of $12 million under budget. So we're off to a very strong start, and we believe that we'll be able to hit our milestones and get first gold in the June 2022 quarter. The second portion of the funding is, of course, the debt funding, and we're well underway with that. We've appointed a premier debt funding advisor who's been working with us for the past 12 months. We've talked to a number of financial institutions, both domestically and internationally, and the feedback to date is very strong, particularly with the supercharged gold price, the very strong project in economics, the long reserve tail having a 16-year mine life, and also the favourable jurisdictions of Western Australia, which is the premier gold mining location in the world. A couple of value slides for us. You can see where we're at today with a single production centre producing circa 90 to 100,000 ounces, with where we'll be with the two production centres producing circa 250,000 ounce gold production. So if investors are looking for long life, low cost, we see that there's no better place than King of the Hills. With regards to enterprise value by reserve ounce, you can see where we're positioned with regards to our peers, and we see that there's significant upside once to be realised with this gold production at King of the Hills as we progress towards development. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your interest in the Red 5 story today. We see that King of the Hills is a unique project in these uncertain times. Not only do we see it in benefiting the employees and shareholders of Red 5 currently, but also significantly generating benefits to the economy and the people of Western Australia. It provides the opportunity for Red 5 to be able to transition into a multi-asset mid-tier gold producer by 2022, targeting 250,000 ounces of gold per annum. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.